Imagine a man who builds a transparent prison for himself in the middle of a stadium and sets himself on fire under the eyes of the whole world. He rises slowly in golden light, like Icarus reaching for the sun, yet no one knows if his wings have already melted away. The name Kanye West once stood for supreme talent, but now it has become the most unsettling black hole of controversy in this era. Tonight, beside the gently flickering fireplace, let us walk into the true story of his life through this quiet tale. He left one of the deepest and most twisted scars in the pop culture history of the 21st century. The world has grown used to his abrupt interruptions at award shows and his frantic outbursts on social media, yet few have noticed the deafening loneliness hidden beneath. At the height of his glory, beneath the spotlight of the American Music Awards, his eyes held no sign of victory, only a desperate struggle. This is a story of bipolar disorder, power, divinity, and how a boy who ascended to the heights of godhood longed to become human once again. The real crack in his fate emerged in the cold late autumn of 2007, the moment when he lost his only anchor forever. Before the heartbreaking loss of his mother caused by cosmetic surgery complications, Kanye was an arrogant yet redeemable college dropout. Donda, his mother, was the end of all his logic and the only rope holding him back from the edge of madness. When that rope snapped, he was cast into a fame-filled world of endless echoes, with no one left to tell him enough, it's time to go home. Afterwards, his music underwent a drastic, pain-fueled transformation, birthing the iconic album 808s and Heartbreak. He embraced heavy electronic sounds, twisting his once vibrant voice into a cold, inhuman wail of sorrow. This vocal distortion mirrored the collapse of his inner world. He began to doubt reality and question whether every act of love around him was driven by hidden motives. He would drive through the mountains of Los Angeles late at night, letting the roar of the engine drown out the grief tearing at his heart. From that day on, the bright-smiling Chicago boy with a pink backpack was gone, replaced by a paranoid man trapped in constant self-defense. After the infamous stage interruption incident, Kanye became public enemy number one across America, even condemned as a reckless man by the president. Crushed by global rejection and isolation, he refused to surrender, instead embracing a violent aesthetic born from lifelong misunderstanding. He fled to Hawaii, locking himself inside the studio and adopting an extreme, relentless creative routine. No sleep, no social media, only music. This was the birth of my beautiful dark twisted fantasy, an epic masterpiece that masked profound darkness with overwhelming grandeur. His hunger for power grew distorted. No longer satisfied as a musician, he craved to become a visual artist who could redefine an entire generation. He became obsessed with grand narratives, architecture, and high fashion, using cold, tangible materials to fill the growing emptiness inside him. He fell into a delusion of omnipotence, seeing himself as Shakespeare, Andy Warhol, and a living god walking among mortals. This immense mental pressure amplified his bipolar traits, an unstoppable, erupting urge to express and destroy without restraint. He began breaking industry norms repeatedly, not only for innovation, but to confirm his own existence through acts of destruction. When this self-deified mindset collided with the harsh realities of the world, Kanye fell into a decade-long cycle of chaos. His marriage into the Kardashian family turned his private life into a 24-hour transparent reality show, the cruelest hunt arranged by the Times. A deeply sensitive creator who craved authenticity above all was trapped in the heart of a hollow, utilitarian commercial machine. This suffocating environment shattered his fragile mental state. He announced his presidential campaign mid-flight and broke down in tears on public stages. His chaos stemmed not from arrogance, but from losing the boundary between reality and illusion. Within suffocating emotional tension, he turned to faith, seeking extreme religious devotion as the ultimate logic that could accept all his sins and madness. He built his own secluded kingdom on a ranch in Wyoming, hoping to escape global scrutiny behind simple shelters. Yet the noise of fame had long rooted itself deep in his soul. No matter how far he ran, he could still hear the world's endless mockery. He began to provoke his own ruin through extreme, irrational remarks, a spiritual scorched earth policy to burn everything down before it hurt him. During the prolonged Donda listening event era, Kanye made his final attempt at spiritual redemption. He printed his mother's name upon endless black backdrops, his last desperate attempt to return to his original anchor. He reconstructed his childhood home inside a massive stadium and walked into flames before the public, a heavy, visual echo of lingering fate. Through this performance art, he sought to tell the world he had carried the wounds of loss for 14 years, and now he was ready to let them burn away. He had mastered the game of power to its limits, cutting ties with major brands to prove he would never be capital's compliant asset. The cost of this freedom was devastating. He lost billions in wealth, most of his friends, and even the family who once tried to steady him. Yet in profound isolation and emptiness, He revealed an unprecedented prophetic clarity and weary resignation. He learned to embrace silence, guarding his last spark of creative instinct amid absurd chaos. His fate, woven from fame, religion, madness, and art, finally fell into a long, quiet pause. Today, Kanye West, or Ye, still wanders the world like a restless ghost too gifted to ever land in peace. If you wonder what became of the ambitious Chicago youth of the past, he remains hidden within every paranoid lyric he wrote. His life has been a brutal act of self-reconstruction under global attention, every broken piece stained with blood and golden dust. As our story draws to a close, after years of overwhelming madness, he has finally reached for long-lost tranquility. The spotlights of fame will fade, and the debates over his genius and self-destruction will slowly fade with time. Let all the broken rhythms fall silent now, and steady your breath into calm and stillness. There is no need to judge his right or wrong. Remember only that every genius lost in the dark once held pure love and longing in their heart. Good night. May your quiet dreams lead you to find your true self, free from the labels and judgment of the world.